Fox News, and in the studio with you here is Gil Casimiro, ready to report the breaking news from the United States and Latin America. Recently in Washington, D.C., protesters in their hundreds of thousands have taken on to the streets to demand the stepping down of President Palin. There is no doubt that these un-American, undemocratic protests should be stopped, but unless the United States government addresses these protests, the social fabric and the United States government may be destroyed permanently. Moving on to Venezuela, where the United States government has gone on to evacuate the citizens of its country. Expats and tourists alike have been evacuated after a string of violent attacks on them. There is no doubt that Venezuela, shameless imperialist that it is, will not stop these attacks, will not seize them, and therefore it is only the duty of the United States government to clear its citizens from the area. Lastly, a bit more uplifting on the news front, an unlikely candidate following the coup in Brazil has taken over. Borat Sagdiyev, Kazakhstani journalist, who was the vanguard of the coup in recent days, has allegedly won democratic victory. Now, we have Borat on the line here in a Fox News exclusive interview to discuss the issues that are on the minds of every single news network in this hemisphere. Now, Borat, thank you for joining us today. We have a string of questions for you.
Yes.
Can you first tell us what can you say to the allegations of election fraud that we've been hearing from our reporters and from reporters of every other news agency in the world? What can you say to that, Borat?
These are disgusting fabrications.
Interesting. Okay. I think the urgent question is, now that you have taken presidency, how are you planning to respond to the protesters who have taken to the streets of Brazil to protest against your alleged victory? How are you going to respond to that?
The next elections, which are coming up in 2042.
Borat, just hold on. I'm receiving reports. I've just received a report that tens of thousands of people have been killed or wounded in Brazil by the government, by the forces of the government, if that is correct. Is that how you decided to deal with protests, Borat? What happened to the democratic, peaceful ways of the US as a role model, showing the rest of the world how to act?
These advertisements that you refer to are actually a propaganda.
Okay, thank you very much, Borat. Thank you for your time. Great.